Okay, y'all, we can just go ahead and hop into it because I really don't want to keep you guys that long since our regional meetup got pushed back twice. But my name is Evan Richardson. I am the current Eastern Regional Representative. So if you guys have any questions about involvement in the region or anything in general about Unity, we can go ahead and get that off the table today because I want to make sure that you guys are in the know before you guys come to the conference. But if anybody is down to open us up with the prayer, that would be greatly appreciated. If you guys don't feel comfortable, that's fine. But if we have a volunteer, that would be great. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do our opening prayer for us. Okay, let's pray. Dear God, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for allowing us to have the hearts and minds to be in this meeting together and share this space together. I ask that you help us to have a positive, productive meeting and let us take the information we know back to our communities. In your name I do pray, amen. So I really just want to go ahead and since we're on the call together, I want us to go ahead and get introductions out the way so then everybody knows everybody. Like I said, my name is Evan. I'm pretty sure all of y'all on the call know me. I'm Holosaponi and Nanceman, and I will go ahead and popcorn it to Kaylee.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Evans, and I am a part of the Holosaponi and Lumpy tribe.
You can go ahead, Cheyenne.
Hey, Evan. So I'm Cheyenne Jacobs, and I am with the both Waccamaw tribe and Coharie tribe.
Awesome. Then we have Mary Kim hopping on the call. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself. And then I know Will is also on the call if he wants to introduce himself.
Kuminal, Delawensi, Will Mosley. Greetings, everyone. My name is Will Mosley. I'm part of the Unity staff, and I'll be helping out Evan today with any questions regarding Unity.
And then if Mary Kim wants to introduce herself, she can go ahead. The floor is hers.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm actually in a parking lot right now. I'm going to be driving in a bit, but I wanted to join and listen in. So it's good to be here. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Phila Hook. So I feel like the easiest icebreaker to do, well, at least one of the easiest icebreakers to do in a virtual space is 2 truths and a lie. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you guys have played it too, but whoever wants to start first can, or I can go ahead and start first. I'm a volunteer somebody. Cheyenne, go ahead and kick us off.
Okay, perfect. So like I haven't played this since like Nick Nail day. So like it's literally just 2 truths and a lie, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 3 statements. Let's go. Okay. Number 1, I have a pet chihuahua. Number 2, I am allergic to milk. Number 3, I only have 9 fingers. Okay, I'm done.
I feel like I know you too well to be answering this. So if somebody else wants to
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to say the Chihuahua is a lie.
Cheyenne, if you want to go ahead, we can just do us through playing, but if you want to go ahead and tell her.
So the lie was the 9 fingers. I do have a pet chihuahua and he is absolutely crazy.
He's so cute though. His name is Onyx. He got a little peanut head. Kaylee, if you want to go ahead, you can.
Okay, so first one is I'm a freshman in high school. Second one is I'm trying to grow my hair out. And the third one is I really like sports.
I'm gonna say the sports one because I ain't never known a Hollowa to like sports like that.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the sports too.
That's correct.
We were right. I said I ain't never known a Hollowa woman to like sports or getting active. Okay, my turn, I guess. Two truths and a lie. I'm a published illustrator. I've been on national TV before, and my favorite ice cream is chocolate chip cookie dough.
I'm gonna say the ice cream.
I feel like that was the one that stood out the most. It would make sense that it would be the lie.
I was about to say, I know your favorite ice cream is not no chocolate chip cookie dough.
It's not. I'm not a picky ice cream eater, to be honest, but nope, it is not chocolate chip cookie dough. I mean, it's a good one, but it's not my favorite. But like I said, I really don't want to consume that much of you guys' time. I do just want to hop right into things. So for our regional updates, which is basically an open discussion about how we see things going in our region concerning youth council involvement, the different issues and challenges we're seeing, and some possible solutions we may have for it. I do have a paper for that. Hold up, I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, share screen. Pages. Okay, you guys can see Southeast region profile, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So one of the things I've noticed about the Southeast region since I've been serving as the regional representative is we have a lot of problems getting youth engaged and keeping track of youth councils. So if you look at this list right here, this is a very outdated list. Over half of these youth councils have gone inactive, and one of the problems we want to try to solve is how can we get them back engaged. So if you guys have any recommendations or any concerns that you guys see within our region, I want you to go ahead and lay them out on the floor, because it's my job as your regional representative to make sure I'm doing a good job of getting you guys engaged and keeping you in contact with Unity specifically. So does anybody have any questions about youth councils? I know both of y'all are from North Carolina, so I have a pretty good idea of some of the youth councils you can get involved with or youth groups. But are y'all involved with any youth councils?
Yes, ma'am. I am in both the public schools of Robinson County Indian Education and also the North Carolina Native American Youth Organization.
Okay, cool. Nick Nail always has a pretty good stance with Unity, considering Leslie works with Unity. So if you ever have any questions about starting a bigger youth council or how to get your youth council to the next step of becoming Unity involved, she's always a good resource to reach out to. And I know Cheyenne used to be involved with Nick Nao, but we kind of aged out of it. And then she's involved with the Carolina Indian Circle on campus. But
Yeah, I used to be involved with the Walk on Swan Drum Circle Youth Council, but I like you just said, I've been in college, so I haven't been home to see what they've been up to.
Yeah, and that's another thing we can talk about is how do we get college age students back involved with Unity or back involved just in Native communities in general. Because one thing I realize is that transition from coming to high school where you have a little bit more free time and you can add in those extracurriculars and you're in your home community versus coming to a college campus, it can be a lot different when it comes to building community and staying involved because you have so many more obligations. One of the hardest things for youth councils that we realized as a collective, not just in the Southeast region, was that COVID hit us very, very hard. So it affected how youth councils interacted with each other, but it also affected how they interacted with us. So we still are in the pandemic, but we're trying to heal those wounds and get things patched up so then we can move forward. So we can go ahead into, does anybody have any ideas on how we can get youth councils or even youth individuals, considering that you guys are on solely representing yourselves, back involved during COVID? And you can spitball them out. This really doesn't have to be something formal. We can just have a conversation.
So with me, I know, and Nick know, is they try and make it a lot more fun for youth. But in our public school of Robeson County Indian education, the only thing that they do that really involves youth is ASA Day, which is where they take kids and they take them to the Lumbee powwow. But besides that, in their meetings, they don't do anything that's like engaging or fun for youth in our area. They just go over a sheet of paper and tell you all the things that are going on, and that's it.
Okay, so I'm gonna put making sure we engage youth outside of business items, and then keeping I'm gonna put keeping youth at the head of all we do. I feel like
Yeah,
a
I
lot
was
of
just about to say that.
I feel like a lot of the times we get so caught up in business, and we kind of forget that we're not adults. We need to start catering towards us individually because we are one of the largest Native youth organizations in the world, and just making sure that we remember that Native youth aspect and who we're doing it for was very, very helpful. But you guys can keep spitballing ideas. No idea is a dumb idea. While you guys are sitting here thinking, I do want to add that our initiative for this year is revolved around restoring the spirit and the heart of Native youth. So what that could entail is we have talking circles and asset mapping as the different things that we want to revolve those resources around and giving them out to your communities and our communities. But so we want to make sure that we're building a platform for Native youth to be heard and for their voices to feel valued because they're extremely valuable, especially in this organization. And we also want to make sure that in the midst of trying to uplift Native voices, we want to make sure that they have safe spaces to heal, because not all the times will we step into spaces and they be safe. I know, speaking from experience, Carolina is not the safest place for Native students, and the only safe space we have is the one that we create for ourselves. So that's basically what we're doing with this initiative, is to make sure that we keep Native youth at the forefront, and we're making sure we're not getting absorbed in our own values, but valuing the people that we serve. So that's one of the things that could tie back to our number one thing. But if that gets you guys thinking of different solutions for youth engagement right now. And we can always revisit it too, because I know we're not gonna come up with a bunch of different ideas and solutions to fix such a huge problem in one sitting.
Also,
I
another
was just,
thing. Oh, I'm
oh no, you're
sorry.
good. You're good. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say another thing. I know personally for me, growing up in NICNAO, it was so amazing for me to see the transition from NICNAO specifically being ran by like mostly adults, and then Dr. Leslie helping us actually run the organization as students ourselves. And I think that seeing people around our age and it actually being us doing those type of things, and like having her guide us, but also like having her push us to do those type of things, it just it made me a lot more comfortable knowing that my age group and the people around me were like doing these things that I'm so used to seeing adults do.
Okay, so I put let youth lead their own movements, but always offer support in their leadership. I like that one. That's one of the big things we do with Unity. Our executive team works really hard. Our executive committee works really hard. And I rarely hear adults speak in our meetings, and just seeing how that helps us come up with such creative solutions by youth for youth has been pretty empowering. So I definitely get where you're coming from with that.
Another thing for me, I like learning about culture, like culture from other tribes or from my tribe. So I think if youth councils would tie in, at least youth councils in my area would tie in bits and pieces of different tribes' culture, including our own and just everyone else's who is in that youth council, it would make it more engaging and you'd be learning something while you're there.
Okay, cultural exchanges as a way of engagement. Yeah, that sounds right. I really like what we're working with, because I feel like sometimes we get so absorbed with trying to put all these different things and come up with like 20 different items on a list when we can focus solely on the 3 that we have right now. It's always good to start small and then you can let it splinter out. But what kind of resources could Unity offer youth councils or individual youth like you guys? Like just in general, or whether it ties back to the stuff on our list. Like, what do you guys see yourselves needing as youth councils, for your youth groups, as individuals, that you think we can offer you guys?
I think if anyone really, especially Unity, could provide some type of mental health help for kids, because living in Robeson County, I've seen a lot of kids struggle with mental health and it take over them. So if they could get help for that, that would be really great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add this I Will Live campaign. So a while back, one of our executive committees started the I Will Live campaign, and it's basically raising awareness for suicide awareness in our communities and being mindful of how mental health impacts us as a whole, especially Native youth. So I would love to build more on that, and I'll make sure that we're staying mindful of that, because they did get some really good work going, and I definitely want to see it pushed forward, especially when we have people like you saying, hey, I see this need in my community, so we'll make sure we fill in that gap for you guys. That's another thing with our initiative that we started this year, with the healing circles, the talking circles, was that we want to teach youth councils and youth groups how to build those safe spaces for each other when we can't directly get to you guys. So I really do like that one. And you guys can always message me later on if you can't think of anything. But yeah, I just want us to have a nice open conversation. And then I guess we can go ahead and answer the second question to any technical assistance needed by Unity. Considering with the pandemic, a lot of what was going on was us having Zoom meetings like this, or trying to hold youth council meetings virtually and having events like that and social media and campaigns. So where can we fill in the gaps for you guys is the question.
This doesn't specifically answer that question. This goes back to the first question because it just popped in my mind. But going along the lines of the mental health awareness, I think it's important, especially in today's society, that we have unlimited resources for our fellow natives that are Two-Spirit. And I know personally, like, people around me, friends, family, whatever, it can be very hard because we know how certain Native communities can be with this specific topic of sexuality. And I would just love to see some resources for that as well.
Mm-hmm. And I know us being from North Carolina, we've seen it a lot, but seeing a lot of anti-Blackness in our community. So I want to go ahead and add that as well. Because I know each region is going to have their own problems. And that's one of the biggest ones I've seen, especially in North Carolina. So I would love to see us, Unity, help aid Native youth in that, especially with everything that was going on with NICNAO less than a few months ago. Create a safe space for Two-Spirit. Okay. Okay, and Afro-Indigenous relatives. Okay. Anything else y'all can think of? Like I said, I really don't want to keep you guys that long.
Maybe awareness for MMIW, because a lot of people in North Carolina go missing or murdered, especially Native women, and I'm almost positive it's the same for almost every Indigenous community. But no one talks about it and no one really knows about it, because I asked people at my school and they were clueless about the issue. But I have lost a lot of people, and I'm sure you know as well, Evan. Faith was a big one to our, like, a big hit to our community. So just awareness for that.
Yeah, I really like that. One of the things that I've been doing, I've been making sure that as the Southeastern rep, I talk and highlight stories in the Southeast pertaining to MMIP movement. I've done a lot of work with the Center for Native American Youth. So I say that just to let you know, it is on our radar and it is something we're slowly but surely working on. But I really do like that one. If there's anything else y'all can think of, we can go ahead and add it to the list. But if there's not, we can go ahead and move on to our next item. And then if you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it in the chat. I know that Cheyenne has my number, but Kaylee, if you have any ideas you can think of or any help that you need pertaining to anything Unity based, you can contact me. And then I'll drop my personal email too. Yeah, I really do appreciate the conversations we're having right now. They're really important, especially when we see in our communities, a lot of times when we get around adults and in spaces like this, they're adult ran and adult led and adult based. And I want to hear specifically how we can help you guys and what's troubling you guys and where we need to step in. But okay, so I already talked some about the initiative. If you guys could just give me a second and I can pull it up. Okay, I thought I had it pulled up already, so excuse me. Okay. taking a minute to load. Y'all know how that Hollister Wi-Fi gets. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Resolution. Okay, share screen. Okay. Right, I can't get my screen to go bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and read it off to you guys. Restoring the Spirit of Native Youth Initiative, whereas the National Unity Council represents American Indian and Alaska Native youth who are members of the 325 affiliated youth councils that operate in 36 states, and whereas the executive committee has been elected by the representatives of the NUC to act on its behalf between its yearly business meetings, and whereas United National Indian Tribal Youth, Inc. is committed to promoting the leadership development of American Indian and Native Alaska Native youth, and whereas Unity's mission to foster the spiritual, mental, physical, and social development of American Indian and Alaska Native youth, and whereas the executive committee realizes due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many Unity affiliated youth councils have been inactive and struggling with social interactions, access to leadership opportunities, community engagement, and youth services, and maintaining connections with cultural and traditions. And whereas the executive committee is committed to empowering Native youth to revive their culture and traditions, restore youth councils in person or virtually, fostering relationships between Native youth and tribal leadership, and identifying assets and resources within their communities. And whereas the Restoring the Spirit of Native Youth is an initiative for all Native youth to overcome the difficulties associated by the COVID-19 pandemic. And now therefore be it resolved that the National Unity Council hereby endorses the implementation of the Restoring the Spirit of Native Youth initiative and identifying resources in an effort to support Unity affiliated youth councils and individuals by the following: talking circles and creating new initiatives, providing training for asset mapping to identify resources in tribal communities, and recommend safe spaces for gatherings in compliance with CDC and tribal health protocols. Yeah, this is an initiative that we voted on back in February at our mid-year conference. But basically, like I said, it's something where we want to be for Native youth, by Native youth, to uplift Native youth. So if there are any ideas that you guys have when it comes to how we can best utilize this initiative in your communities, please let me know, because I want to make sure that it doesn't stop after we vote for it, after we voted for it back in February, but I want to see this actively being led in our communities. So if you guys have any comments on that, I do want to open up the floor for questions, because I know I just kind of laid a lot on you guys and we've talked a little bit about some solutions, but does anybody have any questions about Unity or the national conference? I'm all ears. It can literally be anything based off of the stuff we may do at the conference. Kaylee, I know you're coming this year, correct? Are you excited? Is this your first Unity conference?
Yes, no, this is my first one.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
My first Unity conference was back in San Diego in 2018, I think. And it was definitely an experience I was not expecting, but it was amazing still. Have you been to a NICNAO conference? No, because
No, ma'am.
COVID. Oh my God, this is gonna be
I
your
went to
first
the
NICNAO.
virtual.
Oh, is this gonna be your first NICNAO conference this year? Your first in
First in
person?
person.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be helping out some, but that makes me so excited. You're gonna make so many new friends. One thing I will say about NICNAO is Cheyenne can speak on her experiences too, but you meet so many people just in North Carolina, and you realize how many like-minded Native youth you have in your state. And it's so crazy because you never actually get to step outside your community like that. But being with NCNAO, you see how much bigger it is and how much bigger Native youth having so much drive and wanting to do different stuff in North Carolina. It's so crazy because that really does come out at NCNAO. I met Cheyenne at NCNAO. Lord, when was it? Was it 2017?
Yeah, it was 2017, 2018, somewhere around there.
Was it at UNCP?
Yeah, because I think UNCP was my first one, so yeah, it had to be UNCP.
Yep, but that was fun to say the least. You're going to learn a lot of stuff. I definitely encourage you, since we are talking about Unity. Unity is like a very, very larger scale of NCNAO. It has pretty much the same concepts, but you get to meet people on a national level. Definitely don't stay up under the people you come with, and don't be scared to start talking to the people beside you that you have no clue who they are. That's how I've met some of my best friends. But you're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a big group from Hollister coming, so you won't be the only North Carolina person, and I'm excited to see everybody there. But do you have any questions about whether it's the stuff we'll be doing, or what are you looking forward to most?
I would say meeting people and getting to talk to everyone about their communities and what they do in their tribe specifically.
Yeah, one of the best places to do that is going to the Unity Fire. I don't know how much you know about the Unity Fire, but the first day we'll light a fire and we'll have it going throughout the entirety of the conference. And you'll see a lot of people come and sing and share songs, and there'll be a lot of prayer. It's just a really good, a good space with a lot of good medicine. And a lot of the people that I know that I've met through Unity, I've met at the Unity Fire. So it always has a special place in my heart, but definitely start at the fire. It's a good place to go. Even if you don't meet anybody, just sitting around and listen to all the songs, it's really good medicine. But if you don't have any questions, I mean, you have my number if you think of anything else. But I'm just gonna go ahead and share this last thing with you guys, and then we'll be ready to go. So Unity, in a attempt to uplift our initiative, Restoring the Spirit of Native Youth, like we just read and talked about, we're having town hall meetings, and our second one is coming up next week. I will be up there, so I highly recommend you guys getting on that one. I'm not biased at all, but I do recommend it. But we'll be talking more about the initiative, some of the stuff that we talked about written in the proclamation, like the healing circles and asset mapping, and getting you guys resources that you need. But it's really just going to be a space where we talk about what we want to see, how Unity can do better, and anything that you guys have on your hearts and your minds. But it'll be next week, May 8th, at 5 Mountain Standard Time. I'm pretty sure. I really couldn't tell you what time that is Eastern. I'm having a brain cloud, but me and a few other of the representatives will be there. So we'll have our Southern Plains representative, Elwood, Southwest, which is Shanoa, and then Steve as our Western rep. So we'll have a good amount of people from all over coming and talking, but highly recommend you guys get on. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said before, I'm here as a resource to you guys. I mean, whole point of a Southeastern rep. But if that is all, if all hearts and minds are clear, I will go ahead and let you guys get on for the rest of your night. So you guys already know about, they have me doing announcements anyway, but you guys already know about the second town hall meeting. The third one, if you're not able to make it to the second one, is June 15th at 5 Pacific Standard Time. And then of course, the National Unity Conference is July 7th through the 12th in Minneapolis. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the Southeastern region will grow. But yeah, if you guys have anything you need from me, let me know. And I will excuse you guys for tonight, unless Mary Kim has anything she wants to add.
I do. I was able to finally get to my, excuse me, my home. And I just realized that I didn't introduce myself properly earlier. Hi, Cheyenne. Hi, Kaylee. Nice to meet you. I'm the executive director for Unity, and I'm from the San Carlos Apache tribe. I've been involved since I was your age, so it's been a very long time, since the early 1980s, and I've come full circle. So I've been involved as a young person, and then became an advisor and a trustee, and finally as executive director. So again, just coming full circle. So I'm really humbled, honored to be in this position. I'm grateful that you're on the call. I enjoyed listening to your comments, and Evan is doing such a wonderful job conducting this meeting. I appreciate you, Evan, and thank you for just being really on point and keeping on schedule. I think you're the one, and really the only one, that has pushed through a meeting in a timely manner. So that's really good. I did want to say that while we're still working on activities for this year, I want to alert you to next year in 2023. We're going to be in Washington, D.C. for the national conference. So we're going to be in your neck of the woods. And this is going to be an opportunity for you all to, really showcase who you are. And when we develop a local planning committee, we'll be calling on you guys. And as soon as the national conference is over, we're going to jump right into getting ready for 2023. So just be looking for that. And I think it's going to be an exciting one. We don't know yet, like, everything that will happen, but the last time we were in DC, we piggybacked with the White House and did a White House Travel Youth Gathering, and that was in 2015. So you never know what can happen, but we'll be right there, where national policy takes shape, and just where lawmakers, and the Supreme Court, and movers and shakers are. So I think it's gonna be pretty exciting. We have all the years planned in advance except for 2025. So next year in Washington, D.C., and then 2024 in Portland, Oregon, and then 2026 in Oklahoma City. That'll be our 50th anniversary, if you can believe that. So 2025, we're looking at possibly San Diego. We just have not confirmed that yet. So the trustees will most likely decide in July, and then we'll announce that. So I just wanted to jump on really quickly and again, just more properly introduce myself, and thank you all for joining. So that's it. Will, am I missing anything?
No, I don't think so.
For those of y'all who don't know, Will is from the Northeast, so we're just all Eastern here.
Yeah, my tribes are Nanacoke and Lenape, coming from Delaware and Jersey states. And my first Unity conference was that 2015 conference in DC, since it was only a 2-hour drive for me. That's where the magic started.
Yay.
Yeah, but you guys will see us at this year's conference, so don't be strangers. I mean, I know you guys, but you guys got 2 people you already know that are going to be at the conference. So I'm excited to see everybody this year, especially since we're coming with a good load of Southeastern people, which is always exciting because we're usually the smallest region there, and yet we're one of the biggest regions in Unity. But I'm excited to see everybody. If there are no other questions, I'll go ahead and let you guys go, because you guys' time is just as valuable as ours. But yeah, so I guess we can log off for now.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Y'all have a good day or a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Not y'all.